Hey guys, we're starting a new chapter here today. It's chapter 6 and it deals all with inequalities, solving inequalities. We'll start with just one-step inequalities today. We have seen inequalities this year already. Remember that inequalities, equal means things that equal the same thing, right? Or ends up being the same number. But inequalities, that prefix means not or the opposite, right? And so inequalities are things that are not equal, and one side of an expression is not equal to the other. And so remember, we have signs like less than or equal to, or greater than and greater than or equal to describe what we're seeing if one side is bigger than the other. Okay. So one good thing about this is we've solved so many equations this year, and we have dealt with inequalities as well. So you have seen these before, even when we did the Pythagorean theorem unit. Some of the IXLs we've done in the past have been with inequalities. Have you done those? But good news about inequalities and how they fit into linear equations and things we've done in the past is it's actually the same exact steps that we follow to solve an equation are the same steps to solve an inequality. And so take a look here. I've got at the bottom of the first slide, I've got an equation here and an inequality that look very, very similar. And the reason is because we're going to follow similar steps when it comes time to solve them. So if you look at the one on the left, right here was us solving an equation. It says 2x plus 5. Well, then remember that we subtract 5 to cancel the 5's out on this side. So I get 2x equals to 6. And then I divide both sides by 2, and x equals 3. That's my solution, the one answer that'll work back in the original equation. When I put 3 back in up here for x, it makes the equation true. 2 times 3 gives me 6, plus 5 gives me 11. So it works, okay? Well, inequalities, again, the good news about today is I don't have to teach you any new steps. When we're solving an inequality, you still draw the line right where the inequality is. In this case, it's a greater than sign, but I'll draw it on that. And then I'll still, just like we did the steps in the other part, so I'll try to draw it a little better here. I'm going to subtract 5 from both sides still. That's going to cancel the 5's out over here. So 2x is, and now it's greater than, that's the sign I have, 6. And then I divide both sides by 2, so x is greater than 3. Remember, the big difference, though, between equations and inequalities is an equation, there's just one answer, right? 3, that is the solution. That's the one number that'll work in the original inequality to make it true. In the equation to make it true. But in inequality, okay, when I've got something like x is greater than 3, we're saying that the solutions that work for x are all numbers that are greater than 3. And so what we often do is then, and on your assignment, there'll be some of these already, but on today's problems, once you solve the inequality, here's us solving it, just like we solved equations, right? When I get x by itself, this is solved. X is greater than 3. Well, then what you'll do is you'll also make a graph to visually show all the solutions, okay? What I like to do is start with the key number first, so I call that the number that's your solve for, like 3, so that's right here. And then put numbers around it that are greater than and less than that number. So I went 4, 5 on the right and 2, 1 on the left, okay? And the next page will kind of describe this too, but then how do we graph it? Well, since it's greater than, we put an open circle on 3. We're always going to circle that number, but in this case it's an open circle because it's not greater than or equal to, it's just greater than. I'm talking about numbers that are bigger than 3, not 3 itself. So numbers that are greater than 3, so I'm going to circle it, and then I'm going to shade those type of numbers, shade in the possible solutions. So I want to shade in numbers like 4, 5, and then I'm going to draw an arrow at the end as well to say that it could be numbers like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, all the way up to 100, and even further than that, right? Any number that is greater than 3 will go back into this inequality and make it true, okay? So there's, again, the big difference between equations and inequalities is inequalities, we get many answers, and so we usually draw a graph to represent that. This slide, I just have a few examples of inequalities, just as a reminder, just like we did at the end of that slide, of graphing an inequality. What does it look like? To remember, and to help you remember how to graph these, remember that you're trying to shade in the answers that would make this inequality true. So I've got big number lines here. You usually don't have to make them this big if you want, but that's totally up to you. I just like to put the key number and a couple numbers around it. But I've got some big ones here just to describe what's going on. So this one right here says x is less than or equal to 3. Just think that we're always going to shade in the possible solutions. So 3, first of all, is the key number. So I'm going to circle 3, okay? And since this one says that x can be less than or equal to, right? See how it's got the little line underneath the less than sign? Well, that means that the answer could be 3. Like x could be 3 as well as all the numbers that are less than. So in that case, I do shade it in. So now I have less than or equal to sign, I shade in that number, okay? And then again, since it's less than or equal to, I want to shade the numbers that are less than or equal to it. So I want to shade the numbers like 2, 1, 0, all the negative numbers. Okay, and again, a big number line like this, I guess I'll shade them all, and then I'll draw an arrow at the end. Okay, look at the next one. X is greater than -4. So I'm going to circle -4. And again, since this one just says greater than, it doesn't say it can be equal to, right? There's no line underneath here like right here, okay? I don't have that in this problem. So then I'm just saying numbers that are greater than -4, not equal to. So I leave the circle. Notice I leave the circle open. And then I shade to the right because I want all numbers that are greater than -4. So that'd be like -3 and -2 and -1 and all the positive numbers, okay? So like that. If you need something to help you, here's a little colored pictures here to help. Open circles are less than and greater than signs. And when you're going to close the circle, you're going to fill it in. You'll have less than or equal to, or greater than or equal to. Okay. One more thing I'll show on the other page too. If you do have a problem where they write it backwards, where they put the number first and then they put the variable, I'd get in the habit, you guys, once you either right away in the problem or even right at the very end is fine too. I just like to do it right away, but I'd like to switch this around. So think about, like, I have to think of getting a spatula, right? Like they're flipping pancakes, okay? Get a spatula under the problem and you take it and you flip it over so that the variable's on the left. So then what would that look like? It'd be x over here and 5 over here, and then look at my inequality, guys, right? I have to flip that too, because remember the alligator with its teeth, right? Okay, the alligator and its teeth always eat the bigger number. So then it would have to be greater than when I've flipped it, okay? So when you flip an inequality, to get the variable on the left, that's very important. Always do that if it's not already in that situation, okay? Especially once you get to the very end, if nothing else. And then make sure that you also turn the inequality around if you needed to for that particular problem. So x is greater than 5. I'll show this again on the next slide too. Okay, so going through a couple examples of what problems could look like today. Again, just starting off with one-step inequalities. We'll go on to two-step very soon and multi-step, but starting off with just a one-step inequality, and I've drawn the equation, or kind of put the equation over here that's very much like this inequality. So if it helps, think about solving this equation. Draw your line, and what would you do? Well, same thing with this inequality here. This first one we're going to solve. Okay, we're going to solve it by getting x by itself. We draw our line. I know for a lot of people I've said circle your variable too if it helps. That's what we're trying to solve for, right? And it says -14, so we're going to add 14 to both sides. Hopefully a lot of these steps feel very familiar. -14 plus 14 cancels out. X comes down here, so x is less than 24 for this one, okay? And then in a lot of problems today, they'll either have a number line for you already or you'll just make one. 24 is the key number, so put that down first, and then put down some numbers that are less than 24. I usually like to put a couple. Yes, you do have to write some numbers in, okay? Because otherwise, there's nothing that says the smaller numbers are on the left and the bigger numbers are on the right. So you do have to fill numbers in, so I know, and teachers know which way you're going, that you do understand what's less than and what's greater than. So put some numbers around it. In this case, since it's just less than, I would open circle. It's not, I don't fill it in because I'm shading in the answers, but it doesn't have the equal to sign underneath. And I will shade the numbers that are less than towards 23, 22, and all the way down. Okay, so there's me solving and graphing. Okay, good. This next problem, I see that the x is over here, so I'm going to take this whole thing and flip it around right now. Okay, so I'm going to put the 5x on this side and the 35 over here. And then, because I did that, though, I've got to turn the inequality sign around as well. So it needs to be greater than or equal to. So I'm flipping the whole thing to get the variable on this side. Okay. Now that I've got the variable on that side, I'm going to divide both sides by 5. The 5's cancel. I get x is greater than or equal to 7. And so, again, making a graph for this one, too. 7. I'll put 8 and 9 up here and 6 and 5 down here. This case, I would circle and shade in the 7, okay, on the number line, because this one says x is greater than or equal to. So it can be 7 as one of my solutions. And then I want all solutions that are bigger. So 8, 9, 10, everything bigger than that. Okay, guys, I've got one more slide here that I need to talk about, because there's one, inequalities solve just like equations and all the rules are the same, but there's one glitch that happens, that I call it, when you're solving inequalities, and it's in one of these 3 problems. Pause the video right now, try solving these problems and see if you can figure out which one of them has something kind of special about it. Maybe you can kind of see at the bottom there, I've got the note written for you, but try them and see if you can figure it out first before I even get to it, okay? Otherwise, here's me going through the problems for you. So take a look. This first one, now again, this one has the variable on the left side, right? I don't like that as much. Let's flip it around right away and get the variable on the, or sorry, it has the variable on the right side. I want it on the left side. So 10x and the negative 60 go over here, and then I just got to make sure I turn the inequality around right, so it'd be a less than or equal to now. Okay? So I'm going to, draw my line. Here's my variable I can circle. I'm going to divide both sides by 10. Okay, nothing funny going on for this one. X, I'm going to just bring the answer over here so I can see it better. X is less than or equal to negative 6. Okay, and I usually would graph them, but I'm just going to try to save a little time here in this case and keep on moving. But usually you should also do your graph too. Okay, number 2. If you need more help on the graphs, again, I have other video too for the homework today. Maybe I'll graph a couple of those just to get you going in case you need. All right. Number 2, take a look at this one. I'm going to draw my line. Here's my variable. We've seen these before with equations too. This one says x divided by 7 is less than 4. So what you need to do in this one really is you need to multiply both sides by 7. Okay, this side and this side. The 7s will cancel. So you get x, you'll still have a less than, and 4 times 7 gives me 28. So that'd be my solution for that one. Okay, I'd have an open circle. I'd circle 28 and shade everything to the left on the graph. Okay. But now, the special one, the one I got to talk about is this last one here. Maybe some of you remember this from dealing with inequalities before. There's one glitch that happens with inequalities. And as it says right down here, when solving an inequality, if at some point you multiply or divide both sides by a negative, you must turn the inequality around. There's something that happens with inequalities when you divide both sides by a negative. Take a look, you guys, right? And we know this. When we divide by a negative, if I take a negative divided by a negative, it gives me a positive. If I take a positive divided by a negative, it gives me a negative. It changes the sign of both sides. Well, then when I do that in an inequality, then that inequality sign has to turn around because I've changed the sign of both sides. Let me show you on this one right here. So this problem, you'd still do the same step, but we just got to remember to turn the inequality around. It says negative 3x is greater than 9. So what we're going to do is divide both sides by negative 3, okay? But because, look at this, I'm dividing by a negative. Problem number 1, somebody might point that one out, but that problem had a negative in, Mr. Kada. Well, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it has a negative. In that problem, we just divided by positive 10. Like, we didn't divide by a negative. In this problem, we are dividing by a negative. So if I divide by a negative, I'm going to have to turn the inequality around. I like to, when I see that I'm dividing by a negative, circle the inequality and drop an arrow down to your next line to remind yourself, ooh, I need to spin that around. It was greater than, and it's now going to be a less than, okay? So I'm going to write over here, though, because I have a little more space on this side. But what I have, when the negative 3's cancel, I'd have x on the left, and then I have 9 divided by negative 3 will be negative 3 on the right. But now, because I divided by a negative, I need to change this around and make it a less than sign. Anytime you multiply or divide by a negative, whenever this happens, you will have to turn the inequality around, okay? Try them out today. Again, if you need a little more help, check out the homework video, and I will help you on there too, okay? Good luck, you guys.